Meanwhile, in Southern California, unlike anything the area has experienced in recent memory. Still a considerable flood threat across much of the LA area, which yesterday saw its wettest day in nearly 20 years. They're calling this California's atmospheric river, and the rainfall unloaded a month full of rain in just one day. That's a record. The record winds violently whipping the west coast as well. The worst of the wind has died down, we're told, but the rain still threatens significant damage through tomorrow at least. Reporter Carlos Granda from our sister station KABC in LA right now is outside LA in the San Fernando Valley, Studio City. Carlos, I hope you're well, and what a mess. We have watched it all day long.
It is a mess, and you can see it behind me. You know, like you said, we don't often get this much rain at once, and when we do, there's always a threat of mudslides, and look what it caused here. You can see just some of the damage here, the trees that are down. There's a piece of a fence that came dragging down, and there's some big boulders that came down the hill. Now, if we pan over to the other side, here's an LA fire department truck going by right now. You can see there, that home up there, just some of the damage. The rocks and debris came down from these hills, and it caused damage to 9 homes. The fast-moving mudslide tore through this neighborhood, leaving rocks and debris strewn around the streets.
Sounded like some sort of explosion or something.
It all started just after 9 o'clock last night here on Lock Ridge Road. Firefighters helped 16 residents evacuate from every house on this small street. The slide sent large rocks and mud through one home. Jessica Rouse says her parents who live here were able to get out.
There was a mudslide that started at the back of the house. And then they were able to get themselves out safely by climbing over through the back. It's terrifying. I'm just glad that both of them were be able to make it out.
Residents say what's incredible is how fast and how powerful this mudslide was. For example, in this home, it pushed this car against the fence, and the front end is crushed. A gas line was sheared, causing a leak, but the gas company took care of that quickly.
We had heard that something like this happened in the 80s, but I never imagined it would be this bad.
My husband opened our front door and the mud started coming in the house, and then he couldn't shove it all the way closed.
Andrea Holstein says the mud came down the hill and surrounded her home. She packed up her family and drove over rocks to get out. Now her car has 2 flat tires.
So it was crazy. It was loud, and then like trash cans and boulders and debris flowing around the corner. It was pretty crazy. Never saw anything like that.
And we're still getting pelted by the rain, so the residents, like those who live in that home, well, they're not going to be able to go back home just yet. Officials are also now checking the hillsides to make sure they are stable before they allow anyone to return. But again, as you said, we're going to have another 24 hours of rain, so they're going to be watching these hills very closely.